What's up, Cool Nation? Welcome to the One-on-One Podcast with Trey Alexander. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 19. Today we with a special guest, one of the newest members of our family, Daniel Taumoepeau, transferred from Eastern Washington. And off bat, first question is what brought you to BYU? Kind of explain us through your journey, what it was like in the portal and everything.
Yeah. First, thank you, Trey, for having me on here. Being in the portal, it was kind of a weird situation. At first, I wanted to go JUCO because I didn't really have anything going on. I came back from my mission, and I was in a stuck position for 3 months. And so I get Weber State calling, and then other schools calling as well. And then all of a sudden, my dad calls me. This is the middle of December, so I'm back from my mission 2 months. I'm out of shape, way out of shape. And he says, look, BYU has something going on. And I give it all props to my pops. He pulled strings. He was talking to Dave, the best general manager out there, and he kind of pleaded for me. And it was really my pops and my brother Nusi. And so Nusi was going head on for me. He's saying, look, my brother, if you get him on, it's lights out. And so from there it was go time. So I only had 2 weeks to prepare. I was posted up in California with my cousin Nusi Malani, who is from Washington State. And so I was training with him, and from there it was good to go. Everything was a miracle in California for me. I found my career, found my cousin again, who was able to get me back in shape a little bit, and then from there, BYU knocked on my door. Flew back January 1st. Became a Coug after that. So it's been good.
Talk about how it was seeing Nusi come on and dominate. Cause I know obviously you was on the mission or whatever, but I know when you got home and you was just looking at him, I know you was hella proud because he came in with us as a freshman and we all knew how special he was in camp.
Yeah.
But to see him get in the game and come back from that injury and start dominating, I don't know, it's special to see. I always talk to him before every game, and
man,
he a dog. So I just want to know how it was see it from your point of view as his brother.
That's right. My point of view is that's my little brother. I want to protect him. We've been training since 7 years old. It was me and my older brothers, Mosiah and Thalia. We would go out to the fields and we would start dogging on each other. I'm talking about laps, sprints, everything. Nusi comes up as a little kid too. My dad pulls him up, and I'm trying to be big brother with him. I push him and do all the things that a big brother does. And so seeing him ball out in elementary, and he was a starting quarterback running all over the place. And I was like, hey, hold on. Hey, I wasn't even doing this. And I was like, man, I love this kid. I look up to him in so many ways, even at the time when we were in middle school, high school. And then he balls out in high school when I was on my mission. And I'm like, hey, he a different breed for real. Then he comes to BYU. He hits that podcast with you. The way that he speaks, the way that he presents himself, the way that he's so humble. I love him so much. And I want to defend him so much, but he's got it. I don't need to defend him. I'll be there. Just be there, but I feel like I'm just a spotter for him. And so, I love Nusi. He means a lot to me.
What are you most looking forward to, stepping into a college season at BYU and obviously getting to play with your brother? Because that is a special thing. I got to play with my brother in high school. He was my starting safety. And I know how fun that was, so I can only imagine on the college level in LaVille, how would it be?
Oh, it'll mean a lot. I played with my older brother too when I was a sophomore. And it's a different feeling, and especially in LaVille stadiums. To me, the only thing I'm worried about is how am I going to be feeling the next tomorrow? Because these strength and conditioning coaches are a little different, right? So I'm feeling it right now. And so, balling out with Nusi, he's my support. He's always hyping me up. He's like, hey, brother, you got it. I'm like, damn, I feel like I don't got it right now. So, it's just a different. When I was in Eastern Washington, I felt like I was on my own, but I loved it. But at the same time, it drained me. And that's the reason why I left halfway of the season. But being here is just different. Having you as my brother, having my little brother to be there, it's just a different support group that will just kind of last for a little bit longer than when I was out there.
Kind of take us through the difference between the strength coaches at Eastern Washington and the strength coaches here, and explain to Coug Nation the difference and how tough workouts are, because we only on the first day officially.
Sure.
And I already know it's a grind, so I just want you to explain to everybody who don't kind of understand.
For sure. Shout out to Eastern Washington. The strength and conditioning coaches, they meant a lot to me. We only had limited money, and so when we're grinding and everything, we could only damn near only have one protein shake, right? You had that body build protein shake. Coach is telling you, hey, look, just take one, buddy. Like, oh shoot, okay, yeah. But they were pushing us. We were balling out, and everything that we could do. But here at BYU, it's just different. We have more things to do. A weight room that's millions of dollars, built into this. You got meal prep meals all ready to go. I've never had this before. I feel like I'm in heaven. And so, and they're talking about, hey, just take those snacks. You can take how many drinks you want. I'm like, ooh, that's a kid's dream. I grew up in South City, California, where I was just eating bread and water for half of the days and stuff. So, this is a different support. I'm telling you, money. BYU's invested, the sponsors, just from head to down to toes. Everyone loves BYU, and you can feel it. Eastern Washington, everybody loves Eastern Washington, but it's just a little different from the FCS program to the FBS program.
Yeah, I say so for sure. Cause coming from high school, I didn't come from a different college, but I went to one of them high schools where we wouldn't eat all day in school. We didn't have all the meal planning and all that, but we had the vending machine.
Yep.
Like if you wanted to eat school lunch, but nobody really ate school lunch because school lunch not the same how it used to be when we was kids. So when I got to high school, I used to get up in the morning. I might eat something, and then if I didn't eat, I would go all day. I promise you, all day, go practice, and then after practice, I eat that night. So I probably eat once a day in high school, and it wasn't just by choice or whatever. I ain't gonna act like my parents didn't feed me or nothing like that.
Right.
But I was too lazy to make me a turkey sandwich in the morning or for lunch and this and that. So coming to BYU where you kind of got everything already made for you and laid out for you, if you Coach Hill used to always be on us about if you go without a BYU, you stupid. Because we literally have everything we need. You got the food, you got any kind of cereal you want, you got any kind of juice you want.
Yep.
And if you don't got some, you can go in the back. I promise you can ask Dan and whatever you want. Dan gonna have it the next day in your locker ready for you. So I would ever say being here is different. And talk to them about the workout and how your body feeling.
Coming back from a mission, I barely did the minimal. You can ask all my companions. I would sprint to the parks, and that's basically it. And the workouts is brutal, but it's the best thing for you. And these coaches got it right. We have one of the best strength and conditioning staff ever. They love and support you, but they'll push you. Coach Phillips, what a guy. Down to Coach Blackjack, Coach Taumoepeau, Coach Sky, Coach Ish. And all these guys just are so invested in your performance. And so that when we're working out and stuff, they're looking at your eyes and hey, look, you're not doing this movement. Work on this. They're just eyeing on you. And they're coming to your side and they're like, hey, you're not doing it. Let's improve on this. And you'll start to see the being perfected. And they're always around. To Eastern Washington, we only had limited staff for the athletic trainers. And so the main guy, TJ, he did as much as he could, with the guys that he had. But here at BYU, just have more staff, more people who are looking at you each rep. And so I love it.
Yeah, that man Phyllis, he different.
Yeah.
I remember after the bowl game or whatever, and going through that whole stretch, she was telling me yeah, we're gonna be on y'all next off season and y'all gotta be ready for it. But the way I am with me, the relationship I have with our strength coach, they know I'm gonna talk or whatever and complain a little bit, but I always finish the workout. I always type the workout because that's just how I am. That's my personality.
Yes, sir.
So Phyllis tell me yeah, it's gonna be hard and this and that. And I remember 2 weeks went by and I was kind of telling everybody, I was I low key missed the strength staff for a little bit because we with them so much. It just become a part of your routine.
Oh yeah.
Man, that workout he had us do Friday, the hardest thing I done did since I was at BYU. For y'all to know, we started off the workout with a warm-up or whatever, plank series or whatever. After that, we go to 5 sets of 5 on, 5 sets of 5 on power clean. Go from power clean to 5 sets of 5 on squat. And we're not talking about regular squats. We're talking about ass to ankle squats.
Yep.
Leave that, you go to 4x5 RDL. Leave the RDL, you go to 5x5 on bench press. Leave the bench press, you go to 5x5 on pull-ups. And my last set of pull-ups, Coach Phyllis came to me and he's holding my hips and is pulling me down as I'm pulling myself up. And I'm dead, I'm dog tired because this right after 5 sets of 5 on the bench press, whole body hurt. And the next day, legs hurting, it hurt to bend down. And then this weekend, Shmel texts me, he like, man, is your body hurt? And I'm like, man, is it? Like, it was to a point, my girl, she dropped something in the store, and I bent down to pick it up for her. It was like time to go home. And then, like, I was hurting. Like Jake, obviously, you've been through football workouts. Tell us about, like, your hardest workout. Because, like, I'm telling you, that was probably the hardest thing I did since I've been at BYU, and we didn't have some workouts.
Dude, I feel like it was not very scientific or dialed in back when we played, right? It was more like mental of like, we're going to run you and see if you break or not, and we're going to make it really hard. But I don't know if it was very purposeful or designed. But we ran, you guys, I think you said before, Trey, you've done it where it's like four corners, where you're the four corners of the football field, and they'll say like half, and you, or full or two, and they would time us. And they would give us, especially the old lineman group we were in, they knew a lot of the times we couldn't make the times. So they'd give us times, and they'd be like, all right, like we'll take some time off, but you guys got to do, 50 push-ups here, like up downs for this, and we'll take off, time. And I'm like, bro, you knew exactly what you're doing when you gave us that time. Like, we've been here all year. We can't make that time. You just want us to do up downs or whatever. And then the one I hated the most was snakes. So we would run all the lines in the field, sprint them, jog them, do that. And they'd be like, we're going to do it until someone throws up. And like, I had this guy, Grant Weaver, I ran him to the airport like 4 months ago. He was a quarterback, but he always threw up. So we're like, okay, cool. Like, we're not sweating. Like, this guy will throw up after 2 snakes, like almost like clockwork. And he'd always throw up, bro. And that was, it was just dumb stuff. Like, right? I think it was yours. It's like calculated and purposeful. But I remember, bro, we did all our hardest workouts and stuff were usually Mondays, right? And then Tuesday would be kind of install and practice. Wednesday would be a hard practice, and Thursday would be like a walkthrough and stuff. But yeah, Mondays, like, hated it. It was worth it to play football, but I was like, the years out here punishing us. Like, yeah, we're in good shape. Like, we have good cardio, but like, we're just running to be mentally tough, I guess, what it felt like a lot of the time. So, not purposeful.
What do you think the hardest workout you done did, like, in your life? It don't even got to be just college, just in general.
I feel like each day is the hardest workout for me. I'm pushing myself. I'm in a different mindset right now. Especially so much that I've gained before my mission and after my mission too. And so I push myself each day. And, there's a quote by a prophet, something about the best day isn't until, tomorrow. Right. So I live my life in that manner. As of, today, I'm in the present. I'm going to make it the best workout. Like, today was hell for me, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I feel like I'm at the bottom of the barrel right now with all the guys. But it's so good because they're nothing but love. They're like, Oos, you got it, Oos. Like, you got it. And I'm telling myself, do I got it? I'm like, yeah, no, I got this one. So,
yeah, I think in my life, the hardest workouts I ever did, football doesn't come close. It's track. Man, RP to my 2 track coaches, Coach Mullen and Coach Marlon. But, man, those dudes did everything but put us on our deathbeds. Like, I promise you, like, the workouts we used to do used to be the craziest workouts. Like my Coach Green, he was like the long distance coach. But for me, in high school, I ran anything from the 100 to the 800. So like my first year was my sophomore year running in high school. I ran all the way up to the 800. So I did a bunch of distance running. Dang. So we used to do stuff like one day we went out there on spring break and everybody else was in Florida. And I'll never forget. Coach Green said, okay, get on the line. We have 2,200s. We got 24 seconds, and the rest was a 200-yard jog. So after you're done, jog 200 meters, and as soon as you get there, blowing the whistle, you going again. Yeah. That was one of the days. And then, like, when sprinting, like, my junior year, it used to be stuff like, we would do stuff like get on the line and run 10 100s, and your recovery time is a jog back. So you might have to do it in, like, 11 seconds, but then when you're done, you got to turn around, jog all the way back, get on the line, and go again. Or, like, you got to run 300, but you got to do it in 34 seconds. And that's, if people don't know, that's all out speed. Like 300 meters to run that in 34 seconds, like you really running. Oh yeah. Like you flying. Cause, and we used to do workouts like that. And I would say track, that's definitely the hardest. Like people always talk about football. Football practice is hard and the workout's hard. But the thing about football, every day it might change. Like one day specifically at a football practice, like I might be working on a deep ball. The next day I might be working on my brakes, or even in the off season, we might be working on max V. And the next day I might be in the weight room working on upper body or lower body. Track, it's gonna be running every day. Right. Like it's no way around it. And like And football is more of a team sport, and track is team sport, but at the same time, it's an individual. Like, if individual don't hold his end of the bargain, like, you out of there. Football, I mean, hey, everybody done messed up in football. Somebody had your back. So, like, you feel me? So, I would say track for sure. But I don't know. That's a whole different conversation. Like, but track different. I'd definitely say this the hardest workouts I ever had. Like,
Okay. What's one question? What was your 100-meter time?
10.5. Yeah, no, I could go, but I wasn't even a 100 guy. I was 400 was my race.
Oh, you can go. What's your 400?
46.8. I ran as a junior in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can move.
Yeah, I won state.
Yeah, you're sliding.
Yeah, and if I went back my senior year, I could have easily ran faster than that. But
yeah,
I was just like, bro, ain't no point. I graduated early because I'm like, bro, like, I'm ready to go to college. Like, I don't know. They was my track coaches, rest their souls. They was trying to say, like, man, Alexander, man, you can come back and we can make history. But I already had like 2 school records. We was number 1 in the nation out of 1 state back-to-back years. I was like, it's like, you full? I'm like, yeah, my plate full. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm like,
what's more to prove?
Yeah, and I literally told them every day, like, I kid you not, you guys, anybody on my team, I told them every day I hated track. Like, I literally used to say that in exact words. I hate track, or quote unquote, I hate this shit. They're like, why are you out here? I'm like, cause like, if I'm gonna be out here, cause I was really out there to stay in shape for football, but
Sorry.
I was so big on like winning. Like, I hate losing. I'm like, I ain't finna just come out here and lose. Now. Like what I look like having my name on something that just sucked.
Yeah.
So if we gonna be out here, we gonna be doing all these hard workouts. Like, it better amount to something. Like,
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and then at the time, like, I don't know, track meets was just jumping. Like, you used to have like all the schools out there.
Okay.
And I just love like talking crazy to people at track. I mean, like, I go on and on. Like, one dude one time told me something, like, he was talking crazy to us, and we had the number 1 4x4 team in the nation, and this dude was talking to us. He was like, y'all not that good at track. Whoop, whoop, y'all not this, y'all not that. Then we got to talking and tell him our times, what we did. He was like, my main sport football. I was like, yeah, me too. Then he started talking about football. Like, yeah, I got this. I got like 3 offers. And I was like, yeah, I got like 15 like last 2 weeks. And then he's like, oh, and then because he's trying to shout in front of some girls, and then like it ruined like his whole like game plan he had. So, but nah, I'm definitely saying I'm a competitor for sure.
This episode is brought to you by Troy Beagley over at Common Sense Financial. And just like we're building something special here at Coug Connect, Troy is dedicated to helping the BYU community build their financial legacies. Whether you're looking at retirement strategies or just starting your savings journey, Troy's process is simple, clear, and most importantly, honest. He doesn't just manage accounts, he helps families win. If you're ready for a financial plan that actually makes sense, call Troy today at 801-608-6657. Again, 801-608-6657. Let's make success feel like common sense.
What's up, Cougar fans? This episode is brought to you by Madsen Realty Group. Madsen Realty Group is a proud sponsor of Coug Connect. Built right here in Utah, they help players, sellers, and investors with both residential and commercial real estate. With deep local roots, they understand the neighborhoods and what makes Utah special. Their focus is a process that's simple, clear, and honest. They are proud to support the Coug Connect community. If you are looking to buy your next home or build your investment portfolio, schedule a free consultation and be entered to win 2 BYU football tickets for the 2026 season. Call them at 801-922-0584. That's 801-922-0584, or reach them online at brigham.utah. On Instagram. Who better than a guy named Brigham helping you find the place in Utah? Go Cougs.
Support for Coug Connect comes from Utah Travel Pros, your Provo-based experts for stress-free Disney trips, cruises, and flights out of PVU and Salt Lake City airports, all with no booking fees. What? Never miss another away game or plan your perfect stress-free getaway by joining their premium deal club for 25% off. Jake, that sounds like a perfect deal for you and your family. It's just $29 today, and they'll refund that full cost as soon as you book a vacation package of $2,000 or more. Stop overpaying and get your discount today at utahtravelpros.com/CougConnect.
But has college football been like everything you imagine, or has it been funner than what you could picture growing up?
I say it's funner. We grew up coming to the games here at BYU Lavelle Stadium with my brothers, and the excitement, the band playing, the team coming out and everything, that was fun. But being behind the scene of everything, it's just different. Being in the locker room, being in the weight room, just getting food and talking to Dan or the players or whatnot. That's what builds the journey and the value. That's what just brings up the value, and then you start to see 12-2 season, win bowl games and everything like that. I'm watching from the sideline, but seeing everything happen, front and center from the first person view, it's just a little bit more exciting. And so, yeah, it's more exciting being on the back end of everything.
No, I definitely agree. Like, I think I was talking to JoJo last week, and I was literally talking to him. I'm like, bro, I wish the fans could really see how much went into us getting to that end point of the season. Like,
Yeah.
how many workouts you go through, like the mental games you go through, like
Right.
them sleepless nights, all the stretching you got to do, all the eating. Like with me, I gained so much weight from my freshman year to last year just off of like it'd be times like I wouldn't be hungry and I had to force myself to eat.
Yeah.
Just so you could gain the weight, just so like when you go hit somebody in the game, like you're not out there hurt and you're not laying down. And I literally told somebody like this is the worst time of the year for me. Like for any guy who has to like who they want to gain weight, bro, it sucks because like I don't be hungry.
Right.
Like it's never a time where I'm just like I get up in the morning, eat breakfast, and I could eat again maybe at 3:00.
Right.
But being in the off season, you got to eat. It seemed like 5 times a day before you even work out.
You have to.
Yeah,
that's a need, and the coaches are pushing for that too.
Yeah, and it pay off for sure, but I don't think people really understand. But man, college has been everything I expected to be, and then some. Like you was talking about, like when people see like I was watching a video today, and I was just basically seeing like it's a fans' reaction from the student section, and like all this and all that, and I'm just like, man, y'all don't even understand. Like I tell people, the feeling of running into a sold out stadium.
Oh yeah,
and you got 65,000 people on top of you screaming in your direction. Like the feeling is like I don't know. It's like recently, like these last couple weeks, I just been sitting back, like really paying attention, like how grateful we are, because like it's a crazy feeling. Like you really got 65,000 people. It's probably like, bro, if every person gave you $1, you have hella money. So like I just think about stuff like that, and I just be thinking like all those people here in the stadium to see us play the game of football, a game we've been playing since we was kids, and like. It's electric. Like I don't know. Like playing for BYU different. And then when we go on the road, you might not have 65,000, but you gonna have at least 10,000 there.
Right.
And they just as loud as the 65 at times. And like I don't know. I think that's my favorite part of college too. Like I'm gonna ask you your favorite part, but for me, mine for sure is to travel. Like you get to fly all over the country. You get the police escorts when you land. We got all the snacks on the planes. Man, all these nice hotels and stuff like that. Like we go to random cities. Like I ain't never in my life said I wanted to go to Iowa.
or Laramie.
Hell no. That's hey, on everything I love. That's the worst. Hey, Wyoming, the worst state on earth. On everything I love, boy, I hate Wyoming.
I'm gonna take notes right here.
I'm telling them boys now, if we ever schedule a game to go back to Wyoming, I'm not going. On everything I love, I'm not going. Y'all gonna shit. If we schedule a game for Wyoming, Trey gonna be a healthy scratch. Like they gonna be like, damn, we ain't get on the plane. Nope. Shit, they gonna be like, what's wrong? I'm sick. Like I'm gonna be at the house just watching this shit. I don't ever want to go back to Wyoming.
It was that bad,
bro. We stayed. I literally told them like it's a picture of it in my phone somewhere. I told them when we got there, I was like, boy, this is like the hotel Martin Luther King got assassinated. Like, bro. So we landed in Wyoming, and they said something like, I'm dead serious. They said something to me like the elevation so high, whatever. Like it's almost like we on top of the mountains already. Like you can't see them because you're on top of them. I was like, yeah, whatever that means. So then we get the ride from the airport or whatever, because we flew into some random airport, and then we stayed in Cheyenne or whatever. So they're like, yeah, it's gonna be. We stayed in the resort, this and that. I'm like, all right, we stayed in a resort. Like it's gonna be like regular little Hilton or some little resort. We gonna be cool.
Yeah.
We pull up, we see the building. I'm like, all right, I'm a little skeptical. But then they like, we getting our room keys or whatever. So then I'm like, yeah, what room we in? There's like Lodge 1, Lodge 2, Lodge 3, Lodge 4. I'm like, Lodge? Lodge? So we get in there, it's like literally like 4 different buildings, and everything is like 1 story. So everything is just flat. It's like a main building and 5 buildings behind it.
Oh.
So we get to walking through or whatever. I see the room, like, yeah, this is not it. Nice thing about the room was the bathroom. Literally. We had like an old wood chair sitting by the bed or whatever. We put underneath the door so nobody would open the door at night, because we were really in the wilderness.
Okay.
I got a video on my phone. We got like 20 of my teammates hitting backflips and stuff into the pool the night before the game. They just bored out their mind because there's nothing to do in Wyoming. And I remember we did DB drills outside of one of our rooms for like 3 hours straight. And we don't never do this before a game. But it was Wyoming. We just bored. We just out there like literally just doing full DB workouts. Like Wyoming was weak, and the food was terrible. Bro, I tried to order the Subway sandwich the day of the game. The bread was hard. I pressed to the bread. The whole sandwich crumbled apart. The best thing I ate was some ice cream. And then I felt bad for JoJo because JoJo, like, he can't eat. He got a peanut allergy or whatever. So we got Chick-fil-A after the game. JoJo couldn't eat the Chick-fil-A. That boy didn't eat basically essentially for like 28 hours. He couldn't eat because we had to play in Wyoming. But, yeah, nah. Wyoming, the worst state. But I would definitely say my favorite part is travel. So what's your favorite part about being in college?
My favorite part about being in college, in general, is building connections, networking. I think that's my biggest thing. Is I want to connect with people. I want to learn and be able to pick their brain on something that they're talented in or something that they're gifted in, and being able to kind of build from that. And I love traveling too because that's the best place to be vulnerable at. Right, you're in the dining hall talking to everyone. Everyone's having a grand time. Everyone's getting a lot of snacks and stuff. You're chatting, you're laughing about, whatever. And then you come in and you ask like a serious question, like, hey, next week you have a test on this and whatnot. What are you doing to prepare? Even when you're traveling and they get to talking, they're like, well, shoot, right after this, I'm about to go upstairs and go study. And I'm like, well, hold on, I don't even know how to study. Then I start to pick on something that they're really good at. And then everything starts getting a little vulnerable, right? Then you start going back to the their old days. How did you even get here and whatnot? And I love that Eastern Washington because we built on that so much. And so just really connecting with people, traveling, being vulnerable with everyone, just being able to kind of be a leader in that way. So yeah.
No, I definitely say you'll love it here then because when we go on the road, we have like team unity. Even whenever like even at home games. A team unity is like people bring whatever games they want to play.
There we go. From
board games to, you know what I'm saying, to like Secret Hitler or whatever else games people want to play. We have all that in the room, and it's just like, and we have all the games on, whether it be like college football, high school football. Everybody in there just having the time of their lives. Like, then when we leave that, go to team meditation or whatever, then it's off the bed. But like,
come on,
that team unity be special. And then my favorite this year probably like we went to Cincinnati. We flew out there on Thursday because it was a East Coast game, and right when we landed on Thursday, we went to a team movie. So we just had like 7 buses hit. It's literally crazy too, that trip, because we was in like 4 states in one day. We flew. We started out of Utah.
Oh shoot.
We flew to like Ohio. Our hotel was in Kentucky, but we watched the movie in Indiana. So so we was in like 4 states in like a day. So we drove across the border or whatever, watched the movie, and it was a good movie. I think it was like when you or like Now You See Me, or it was like a little magic movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a good movie or whatever, and like the whole theater full of like your teammates
and everything.
So something will come up on the screen and somebody will say something immature, or somebody will say something just like a big pause moment in the whole theater. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Because we had like a players only theater and like a coaches only theater. So it was just the time of our lives, like, to travel and be in the middle of the season, but you still can decompress and be around your brothers, like, outside of football. Like, I definitely say that's my favorite part. Traveling is like, I don't know.
Totally agree.
Yeah, and Jake, obviously, like, with you, like, what's your favorite part? Because we can't even just call you a fan because you so connected to the players and do so much for us. Like, what's your favorite part?
Dude, I really enjoyed seeing guys, I mean, kind of like you, come in, be new, get their feet under them, and then ball out. And like see the journey kind of on a personal level, right? Like come and like, dude, you and I knew, like we were talking when you were in high school, and like we knew you were gonna play here and like you were gonna play here soon. But to see it happen, I mean, I saw a picture of you with Will and Aaron at Chubby's like last year, right before the season started. I think I texted you, I'm like, bro, how much muscle have you put on? Because I had like a picture of you from the year before when you first got here.
Yeah.
And that one, I was looking at it, and I can't remember how much you told me, but it was like something like 20 pounds of muscle. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, something crazy.
And just like to see that is super cool, man. And then, even guys like Eddie, like get Eddie in here, and he's new to BYU. Like really the only NIL he was doing at the first part was with Coup Connect. We helped him get in his Tesla, helped him do things, and now he's like a coach. He's at Michigan coaching. So it's just the story of the guys like coming and making those connections at BYU, especially guys like maybe like you and Eddie who don't grow up like BYU fans necessarily, but to see you come and do exceptionally well and then kind of be part of the program after, like, I love that. That's fun for me.
Yeah, and while we on topic of Eddie, we just gonna give Eddie a shout out because like you might not know, but that's my dog. Like he played here 2023. He was what was his senior year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, he played here with like under Coach Hill or whatever. Like he came from Weber with Coach Hill. Man, last year he was like our assistant corners coach, and Eddie was a real one. Like Eddie was like one of them because him and Coach G just compliment each other. Like Coach G was just telling jokes, whatever. And Eddie would tell jokes, but Eddie would get serious at random times. And like during the game, like he literally used to call us a Coach Big Brother. Like I'm Coach Big Bro. Like during the game, he'd tell you something or he'd be talking to you, and they'd be like talking like Eddie, like bro, stop talking to me. but then it's out of love. Like after we get like you might get into it, and he's like I love you, I love you too, and then it'd be the end of that. But and he was just like he always used to put me to the side, like give me certain tips on how to do stuff. He'd coach you up, like he'd be like, I'm not telling you to do this, but this is what I do. Or he'd be like, think this in this moment, and if the quarterback did this last play, expect this, and like it was just so good to pick his brain. I learned so much from him. And then outside of football, like he just finished playing football like not too long ago. So like we talk about everything. Like at the bowl game, we sit down like at dinner, and we were just talking about like how the CFL was, and he was just telling me like how crazy it is how when people play BYU, they had this persona in their head like them boys soft, them boys don't play no real football, and they be trying to get over on you. Then when they get on the field, they realize like we really like that. So like Eddie, that's my dog, and
I got a great Eddie story, man. I think you guys will appreciate this. So Eddie gets here, he's new. He did I think he did a Q&A with Coup Connect right out the gates, and I think we got him a deal where he like repped Chubby's and made some money and got some free food and just kind of get to know Eddie. And I reach out to Miles Davis, who's also from Vegas and played around the same time as Eddie in Vegas. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm going to have Eddie probably on the podcast or having do things like, what's Eddie like? Like, what's Eddie do? And he's like, dude, Eddie played linebacker in Vegas. So he can hit. Like, don't think he's just a corner who can cover. Like, he can hit. Sure. And he hit so hard, like he broke some guys' bones, and he had like a reputation in Vegas for kind of being like a gangster. Like he'd go out there, he'd break your bones like this. I'm like, oh dang. Like, so I'm learning from Miles, like kind of Eddie's rep from Vegas, you know?
Yeah.
So then my wife gets tickets to the Saratoga Springs Temple open house, which is Temple open house. You can bring anybody in, whether they're members or not, and they can go through the temple, which normally you have to be a member and you have to have a recommend, right? So it's a cool opportunity to go see inside of a temple that you don't always get all the time. My wife's like, invite some players. So we invite Jake Retzloff, Aiden Robbins, Eddie Heckard, maybe just those three. There might have been a fourth one. I can't remember. So we're going to the temple. I just got done talking to Miles. He's like, oh, this guy's a gangster. Like, he breaks bones. Like, he's hardcore and all this stuff, you know? And Eddie's always been just cool and chill and low key with me, you know? But I'm like, oh, man, like, this guy's pretty tough. So we're going through the temple, all these things. And I'm like talking with Jake because there's lots of like similarities between like the tabernacle that the Hebrews used in the Bible, right? And then the temple now. And so Jake and I are kind of talking about some kind of gospel stuff and that. Eddie's just vibing, like he's just chilling. And we get up to this celestial room, which is like the most sacred room you can be at the temple. Yeah. And it's very, very peaceful. And the guy who's giving us a tour, he's like, you guys can just sit here reverently, quietly for a little bit and enjoy this. So I end up sitting down. The only chair is open, and I'm right next to Eddie. It's just me and Eddie on the end of this row of chairs. And we're sitting there in the celestial room. And he goes, Jake, yeah, dude, I love this room. It's super peaceful right now. And I'm like, bro, Eddie Heckard, Mr. Gangster, breaking bones in high school, out here covering dudes at BYU, all this, winning the Texas Tech game single-handedly for us with scoring defensive touchdowns, loves the celestial room, man. He's just vibing on the peace and the spirit of the celestial room. I thought that was just like the coolest story, but that tells you the full story of Eddie, right? Like he totally can ball and play physical and play tough, and he's from Vegas and he'll run, you know, right through your face if he needs to. Also, he can sit with you in like the celestial room and just like take in the spirit of God and feel the peace. And I don't know, just I love that story about Eddie.
Yeah, cool. Eddie a real one. That's my dog. Like them boys at Michigan, like I talked to some of them boys when Coach and Coach Hill and all them boys went over there, and I just told them like, y'all stay patient, y'all gonna love them. But yeah, they gonna love Eddie for sure. Like I can't never say nothing bad about him. Like sometimes I honestly used to get on your nerves, but like that's like I mean that's anything else in life. Like you got a brother, anything, like but like he always told you something from a good place. That's why like, I respect him so much. Like it was never like I'm on the field and Eddie telling me to do something that's gonna get me beat. Like everything he telling you is stuff you can use. So nah, that was my dog. So but back to I would say my next question is like honestly going to like since we're on the spiritual side of things, what was your favorite part of your mission and like what was like the biggest challenge you think?
My favorite part of my mission is getting out the door at 10 a.m. and working, getting on that bicycle and doing it for a purpose. And my purpose was to invite others to come unto Christ by helping them receive the restored gospel through faith in Jesus Christ first. And I love teaching that principle first, because if it's not faith in Jesus Christ, then we're doing it wrong. The Spirit is not even there. And I always wanted to help people realize that when you are following Jesus Christ, you start to feel, and not only just feel, but you start to recognize things in your life, memories coming back to you, and God just saying like, look, that was me. And that was me when I saved you. And that was me when no one was there. Or that was me when I put your family in that situation. And I love to teach that to people. And I would ask them a question. I said, when's the last time you felt like everything was going to be okay? And then I'll just pause. And I love pausing, because that's the time when you let the Holy Ghost just kind of just be there and present, right? I love teaching other missionaries, look, you don't always got to talk, right? God didn't send you on a mission to, talk all the time, right? God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, right? To listen more than talk. So when you're talking to real people, ask them inspired questions. So I'll ask that question and I'll pause. And then there was this one time when I went in an accident, and this is a true story. One of the members in Las Vegas, he was in a car crash, and him and his daughter was in the car. And all of a sudden, when they embraced impact, car stopped. All of a sudden, just something like from his head to his toe just kind of washed over him. And all he could say is peace. And I would pause in that moment, and I looked at him, the member, and I said, that was God. The adversary can't duplicate peace. He can't duplicate anything else, joy, happiness, all this comfort and everything, but peace. The adversary can't duplicate that feeling. That's only from God. They'll start to sit there. They say, okay, so where can I learn this more? And we would introduce them to the book that can help them realize that if they follow the principles in their life, they will come closer to God than any other book if they follow the principles in this record. They said, okay, so where can I get it? Pull out a copy. Boom. And we will give them we'll ask them another question. So what are you feeling? They'll give us the answer. We would point them to a scripture that would be answering what they can feel more of that. And so I loved my mission. I loved identifying the fruits of the Spirit, but especially I love teaching with the Holy Ghost. It was everything for me. And I could feel like in a way, and I'm not saying I'm not the Savior, but I could feel myself be a proxy for the Savior, preaching the gospel to that person and helping them realize that only through Christ can you be saved. Only through Christ can you find more purpose and more meaning in this life. And I loved everything about it. It's changed me completely and my nature. So, yeah.
Jay, what would you say is your favorite part? Because I know you was in like the hardcore mission, like 4 phone calls in 2 years or something like that. So yeah, you was part of them OGs.
Yeah, mission rules were so different. So weird. Like I was teaching Sunday school on Sunday, and one of the guys in my class I was teaching, that's the 17-year-old kids, they're getting ready to go on missions or graduate and stuff. And his older brother is in the Mexico MTC.
Okay.
And they're all excited there because Ryder Lyons was coming to the Mexico MTC, and the whole MTC, I guess, in Mexico has been waiting for Ryder to show up. They were telling us that. And I was talking to him. I was like, hey, did your brother meet Ryder yet? And he's like, I don't know. Let me text him.
Oh, shoot.
He texts his brother. I don't know if it's over email or what, like right there. And within 5 minutes, he's getting an answer from his brother. Like, yeah, I met him. He's got a good companion, this. He's actually kind of goofier than I thought. He's kind of funny and goofier. I thought he'd be more serious. Like this. I'm like, whoa, like texting your brother on a mission. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's not against the rule. Maybe I'm out in some kid that's breaking the rules. I don't know. But like, yeah, when I was there, we called on Christmas Day and we called on Mother's Day. And that was it. Other than that, was emails and letters.
Yeah.
That was all the contact we had, man. But I don't, if I've shared this, stop me, Trey, because I might have shared this on your podcast before. But my favorite stories is when I was a brand new missionary. Spanish was terrible, right? I had you get 6 weeks at MTC to like learn Spanish, you know, and you're not that great when you go out. And I didn't take Spanish before, so I was at square zero when I started Spanish, and they send me out. I go to church my first Sunday. I'm sitting there. My companion was an awesome missionary. We had a bunch of people at church, and so he kind of left me alone to go talk to some people who were visiting and get them to the classes after sacrament meeting, right? So I'm there alone, like just kind of like trying to figure things out, don't know what's going on. And a guy walks up to me in Spanish and is like, "Hey, I want to be baptized." And like, not very typical, not very everyday, would you say, Daniel? Like,
that never happened.
That never happens, right? So I'm like, so I'm like, maybe I misunderstood his Spanish. So I was like, "Well, excuse me, like this," and so he switches to English, and he's like, "I want to be baptized." And I'm like, okay, well, this guy's clearly saying what I thought he said. And then I'm like, okay, I didn't know what to do. So I got out my planner. I was like, write down your name and your phone number and your address, and we'll get you baptized, right? And so I wrote it all down. He wrote it all down. I was like, hey, thanks. And he's like, we have to go. And they left. So my companion comes back over. I was like, hey, there's a guy here who wants to get baptized. He's like, what? So I tell him the whole story. He's like, dude, there's a member who's playing a joke on you. Was it this guy? Was it that guy? I'm like, no, it wasn't those guys. Like, literally, there's a guy who wants to get baptized. And he's like, we'll call him after church and like set up an appointment. But I think you're getting pranked, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe. So we call him, and he's like, yeah, I want to get baptized. Like, I've known the church is true for a long time. I'm ready to get baptized. I'm like, holy cow. So we meet him. He is a Baptist preacher. He is preaching to a Spanish congregation, Baptist congregation, and he, through his wife's parents, who were in El Salvador and were members there, he was introduced to the gospel. They gave him Book of Mormon. They gave him Jesus the Christ. They gave him all this literature. He read all of it. He prayed about it. He had like a witness that it was true, and he ignored it because he's like, this is like kind of, I'm a Baptist preacher. Like, this is what I do. Like, I can't really do this. And then he hit some like trials in his life, and he was like praying to God, and God's like told him basically in his mind is like, why don't you live up to all the truth I've given you? And so then he walked into the church, and like first person he sees is me, and he walks up to me. I don't speak Spanish hardly at all, and he's like, I want to get baptized. And so like it just shows like, and I'm still friends with this man to this day. His name's Manny Reyes. Shout out Manny. His son Brian Reyes, tight with them to this day. They come into Utah every now and then to conference, and he visits. When I go to Texas, last time I caught the Baylor game, we visited with him there. But like just shows like God has plans and details, and you can be the greatest missionary and have the greatest skills, and maybe you don't have success for some period of times, or you could be a missionary who doesn't speak Spanish, who doesn't know how to teach the lessons, who doesn't know how to do anything. And someone will walk right up to you and just be like, hey, I want to get baptized, because we're all on God's plan, God's time. And we're just here to try and be some of his pieces on his chessboard almost, you know.
Love it.
So kind of crazy story.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, that is crazy. I don't know. I told them, hey, Provo, Utah is my mission. This is as far as I can go.
Let's go.
Like, I don't know. It's a lot that wouldn't work for me on the mission. Like, I'm obviously good at talking to people. Like, I can sell water to a fish. Like, I'm that good at talking to people. But I don't know. I'm not, the way I was raised, like, somebody say something to me, it's going to trigger me, it's just going to piss me off. Yeah. And then it's going to be a whole different type of mission. Like, I can't do it.
Dude, Trey, I wanted to stop you, though, for a second. Like, you have repped BYU and the church really well, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, you have stood up for all the good things that are at BYU. I think you've made the culture of BYU, Kalani, everything about it seem more normal and more real than a lot of people want to look at it and give credit for. And because you're a real one and you're from Atlanta and you have the background you have, I think you have been a missionary. I think you've done it in your way of standing up for all the good things there and repping it, even when, because I've seen people on Twitter giving you crap about church stuff, and mostly Utah fans, but like all this stuff, right? And like you used to stick by, like, nah, that's not like that. Like, it's not this, or like these people this, like, so you do, like, missionary badge or not, bro, like, you've been a missionary. Like, I hope you know that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was telling, like, it was crazy because, like, y'all kids at home, people don't get mad at me. But it was talking about like when a lot of our recruits was going on missions or whatever,
Yeah.
and they was kind of asking me about how I felt. I was just like, I feel like you can connect with so many people if you came to college and played football. Cause like our platform, I feel like with our platform, you could talk to anybody on any side of the world and get somebody to follow what you say just because they think of you in like such a highlight like that. Like, I don't know, I'll definitely say I do some missionary work because people think, like, I think with people, they think BYU is just like some weird cult and we all like the same people and this and that.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times people like we playing against people like, oh, Mormon this and Mormon that, and then people be saying that stuff to me. I was like, well, I'm not a member of the church, but like if I was, what does that have to do with football? Like y'all getting y'all ass up on the football field and y'all want to talk about all this church stuff. Like we talk about baptizing, that's what's happening to y'all right now. Like and that's the thing, like people, because like obviously like I grew up in the South, so whatever, so like church is instilled in me.
Yeah.
And I always like believe like people believe in whatever they want to believe in, because like every single religion, no matter what you believe in, is teaching you to be a good person. Like no matter what, it's not like somebody's religion is teaching them to just be the devil. Because if it is, whatever that is, I need to stay away from in general. But yeah, you feel me? So when people say all this stuff about the church, in my mind, it just be like, I don't know what they talking about, especially for like, I play for a university full of people that's part of the church. I got teammates that's part of the church. And like, they the most normal people I ever met in my life. You have conversations with them, they talk about the same stuff you talk about. Like, obviously, their background to be a little different, you feel me? But, I mean, like, it's college. And I think it's so many misconceptions about BYU that other people put on BYU that it just ruins our image.
Yeah.
Like, people will say all this crazy stuff to me. They be like, Trey, what is this and what is that? I'm like, I don't know what is it. Like, I ain't never heard that in my life. I was like, I go to BYU. I ain't never saw half the stuff y'all talking about.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we saw this on TikTok and we heard. I'm like, that's the internet. Like, I'm like, bro, it's the internet. Just like the internet lie about anything else, you don't think it's gonna lie about like. So yeah, it'd be like people had to tell me like, yeah, Trey, like, y'all have curfew at 8 p.m. and this and that. I'm like, well, shit, our games don't start till 8:15 p.m. So if you believe we got curfew at 8 p.m., like, you're not the smartest.
Yeah.
And then they be saying all this crazy stuff. I'm like, all right, bro. Like I literally had a girl try to argue with me about what happens at BYU, and I literally go to the school. She like, yeah, y'all can't do this and that, and I heard this and that. And I'm like, okay, and I go here. So how you gonna tell me what we do at a school that I go to versus what you heard online? And she was like, well, still, you don't know this and you don't know. And I was like, bro, I literally play football here. I feel like I know more than like the average person about something here. And then like, it just, I don't know, it'd be so crazy. But I try to do my little small part of my missionary work. Feel me?
Nah, you do.
He's done a good job, man.
Try just being around you for a whole week and everything, and just how you act, right? And, you know, Doctrine and Covenant Section 4, you know, says if you have a desire to serve God, you are called to the work. And man, you do have a desire to uplift everyone, to bring everyone together, right? You bring that culture and you live it. You don't even just say, but you do it. You set the example, you set the tone. And so, you are one of the biggest missionaries on the team. So yeah.
No, I appreciate it for sure. I think my whole thing, no matter what, I just try to be myself.
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like that's like a lost thing in today's world where like social media is just so like prevalent. Like people try to be these different people, and with me, the way I was raised and the way I am, I'm always be Trey. Like I always tell people, no matter what, like, I'm gonna be Trey, and if you don't like Trey, then you just don't like it. But I'm gonna keep being me.
There we go.
Like it was crazy. Like I even said the same thing when I first met my girl parents. Like she was like wanting me to meet her parents, whatever. I was just like, I'm gonna be Trey, and like if they don't like Trey and Trey ain't enough for them, then they just have a problem with Trey. Like I'm gonna be me. Like I don't know how to be fake. That's why like the way I carry myself on Instagram and any social media is like people come talk to me in real life. They be like, oh, I didn't realize you was that cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm the same as that person. Like I don't put on a front. Like I'm never gonna put on no fake persona of like this guy that I'm not. I'm like, nah, I'm just me. So that's why like, and going on the topic of that, I think that's why for me it's so crazy like being in college. When like all these people come up to you and they want a picture, or like I'm walking around campus and somebody say your name and then you say what's up, they just like be so starstruck. I'm like, bruh, like I'm just me. Like,
nah, for real.
Like you doing all this crazy stuff. Like, bruh, I got 9 a.m. classes just like you got 9 a.m. classes. And while we on the topic, I hate how people started the rumor that like college athletes don't got to go to class. Like shit. Like I know like some people don't go to, like obviously we ain't go to class every single day. No person is. But shit, like 95% of the time I'm in class when I got to be in class. Like I don't know who started that rumor, but they got to stop.
Yeah, whoever said that. We go to class every single day. As for the freshmen and the newcomers, because they on the watch for us. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, I go to class when you know what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna be up here lying. Like Trey just got perfect attendance. I'm starting tomorrow. Like I'm gonna go perfect attendance till spring ball. That's my goal. That's
Okay.
a small goal.
Hey,
But
start
look,
small.
no matter what, I always do my work. But so for the people who be trying to say, "Oh, football players get special treatment, and them got to go to class," I'm like, bro, y'all are lying. We go to class, and even if we did get special treatment, hypothetically, I tell people, you go out there and play in front of 65,000 and let people talk about you and your family on Instagram and Twitter after the game. If you give up a catch, you go do that, and you go tell me how much special privilege you think you need. Cause
Dude, and the travel in between classes and stuff. Like you're in the semester, you're
Man.
leaving early, you're coming back late, weird hours. Like, well, they expect you to like. Of course, you're gonna have tutors to help you with some things, or you're gonna have accommodations where your teachers like let you take a test early or late, or like because you're gone, like you're not there. You're out
Yeah.
repping the university.
Yeah, and people don't understand, like, as much physical stuff we do, it's a lot on your mentals too. Because you have to be like strong enough in your relationship with God to be able to do everything that we do. Like, you got to believe in God enough to the point where you like, you know, your relationships with your family and your relationships like with your girlfriend and relationships with your teammates, everybody will last through the season. Because it's gonna be a lot of times you get home from practice, you're not gonna want to talk to nobody, or you're gonna be so mentally exhausted from going over film and getting preparing for a new team and doing all these lifts and all this running. There's gonna be times you literally just want to disconnect from the world. It seems like.
That's true.
So like when we go through the season, people think it's just like all sunshine and rainbows. Like nah, like some people are just like dead tired right now.
Right.
You can be able to see it on their face because like that's just the way we train and we wired to go. But like it's so many moments during the season where you just tired. Like that's why I was so happy. Like we played West Virginia on that Friday and we got that long weekend. Basically, we got off until almost Tuesday. Like we left on Mondays or whatever, but it's not nothing crazy. I was so happy because like you just get that extra little day to just breathe and just decompress. Like that next day they talking about, yeah, Trey, you can watch football. That's what I said, man. I was in the crib, sleep like all day. Like I'm just laid in the bed till like 12 noon, got up, watched like 3 games, went back to sleep, got up and went bowling. Like,
Yeah.
like people don't understand. Like it's so much mentally like on the athlete, especially at this level doing what we do, especially on a winning program. Cause like all the little things matter. Like if we suck and then we ain't really have a high standard and it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that we good, man, it's crazy. And then the fact that we had like real playoff chances, it's like we would have gotten them playoffs, then we would have had to been focused again for a whole nother extra month.
Mhm.
So it's just a crazy thing that people don't understand. I think like yeah, it's real.
You hit on a good subject for everyone to understand. So yeah.
And I know this might be a crazy question, or not even crazy. Do fans ever get like we can't even call you a fan. We gotta get a new word for you. Like you just a member of the you extended member of the team or extended member of the staff. Do y'all ever get like mentally tired, like supporting, and then like obviously you have your own life with like kids and family and job. Like, does it ever get to a point where you're just mentally tired?
Yeah, for sure. Like, sometimes, I've got texts in the middle of the night or different things, and he's just like, if you can help, I don't know. In my mind, you can help. And I think some of it's being raised in the church, right? Like, I was the elders quorum president in Orem, and we had, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it. We had a part of our neighborhood or ward that a lot of people moved in and out of all the time. And a lot of people who never come to church and everything would call us up sometimes, hey, we're getting evicted, we're getting moved. Can you help us pack and move? I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Right. And like, but as with church responsibility, things like, okay, I'm gonna go help you out best I can. So some of that was like how I was raised in the church, right? But if I can help someone, I'm gonna help them almost every time. Very few times have I said no to people. And usually it's when I'm not in the state. Like if I'm in Arizona or I'm in St. Louis or I'm somewhere for work, like, sorry, I can't help you. Let me get you some people who maybe can't help you. So yeah, but like, yeah, I got a full-time job and then I run Coup Connect and then I have 4 kids and I'm married, I have a wife, I have a relationship there, and people like talk about like juggling balls, but I think it's more like, have you ever seen someone do a circus act where like you spin these plates and then you got to like run over and like, keep them like spinning? It's just like, how much attention can you give everything without plates falling over? So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I try and help as best I can, and I feel fulfilled in doing that. Like, I feel like if I had $500 million, I would still help guys out. If it was moving boxes or mounting a TV or whatever, because I get fulfillment from it. I feel like it's the right thing to do. How I was raised. So, but yeah, there's times where I'm like, shoot. And a lot of times I just almost feel bad for my wife because I'm like, oh, I'm running this kid at the airport. Like, can you pick up all the kids by yourself from school? Can you do this and this? Because like she, if she wasn't so solid and steady and like just good at managing things and being on top of things and remembering things, there's no way I could do the Coup Connect stuff. I just have to probably say no a whole lot more and be here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So it's like it's a whole team effort. But yeah, I don't know. I'm having fun doing it. I like doing it. I feel like it's the right thing to do in a lot of ways. So I just keep doing it.
Kel, Craig, y'all ever get tired, like mentally, from supporting and like even doing podcasts and all that? Because I know it's a time y'all be like, sheesh.
We'll put in 6-hour days down here sometimes, huh? Or more.
Yeah, I mean, it's busy, but it's worth it. It's always worth it to, feel like we're doing like our like 0.001% to help you guys, it's definitely rewarding for us and it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it though, for sure. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, back to like the question about like when the fans don't really see the end product. Like, it's so much that goes into like what helps us in college. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, it's a whole like. Not only is it your brothers in the locker room and the support staff, and then it's like everybody who you become family with, and like Jake, like me and Jake talk all the time.
Yeah.
Like, literally like about anything. Like, it could be random throughout the day. It could be talking about a football game. It could be me asking him to mount my TV. Like, we talk about anything. So like, yeah, no, I don't think people understand like how big like the support is and how much like it's like needed. Like, I definitely say it's special for sure.
Yeah. And dude, like, I don't know, like we've 2.5 years or more, right? We've been like talking and stuff. Like now it's just like, you're one of my brothers. It's just like my brother called me and asked me to help with something. I'm like, yeah, I'll come help you. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't even feel like an elders quorum, like a church service thing. It's like, oh, like that's Trey. Like, he's one of my close friends. He's one of my brothers. Like, of course I'm gonna go help him if he needs help. Right. I don't know. It's a different Trey's, like, I feel like is almost on a different even level than that, just because so much contact over the last 2.5 years.
Yeah. He be at the game with my dad, my brothers. They be out of town eating together and everything. Like, no, like, it's real life family. I don't think people understand like how close you grow to people and like how much like every relationship impacts you like in college. Cause like that's like when like a question I was getting a lot is like, for me, like, would you leave BYU and all these schools trying to get me to hit the portal? But then it's just like, you got everything here and then everything outside of football too. It's just like, what is the point?
Right.
Like, you're gonna sacrifice like all the good you have for like maybe a little bit more money, and then you're gonna be a fool because like we winning over here, so it ain't like you going for
more
some wins. Yeah. Like, so now for me, it just be like everything play a role, and I be like, I'm staying solid to who recruited me and who I started with. So
yeah, I love that.
yeah, I would definitely say like, last question to wrap it up. What's the biggest lesson you learned from football?
Biggest lesson I learned playing football is losing myself, turning outwards. I think that's what's really brought me out. Just stepping into positions and letting other players, develop in other ways. And I love practice. For a great example, high school, I would notice a kid, his self-esteem just kind of lowered down because he's not doing too good. And then stepping up to him, not giving him a petty rep, but, showing him that, look, you got it, right? Kind of, show him that love. And it's brought me in a different mindset of, because everything I do is within Christ. And I didn't grow up in the church. I'm a convert. And so turning outwards was everything for me. And being able to be there for someone who wants to be like Trey Alexander, but, really can't because, his mental side is just not really doing it for him. But he's trying to do his best and everything. And so stepping up as an older brother, if you were able to say that in the weight room, in the locker room, and just kind of being that support guide, that's one thing that I loved about football, bringing me out to become Jesus Christ in everything I do. And right now, in BYU, I've only been here for a week and a half, but I'm trying to find myself. And where can I fit in? Where can I mold? Or where does the team need me? Or do they need me? And then asking those questions type stuff. And looking up to players like you, Trey, like, I can understand my role as a supporter, as a brother, as someone just to, be there for a guy.
Yeah, I definitely say football. I mean, it's a lot of stuff football taught me, but like on the topic of it, I think that is one of the biggest things. It's just like football taught me just how to play my role.
Yeah.
Like, as a corner, like, I always thought about like we gonna get like some love or whatever. We gonna get a lot of hate too.
Sure.
But like as a corner, like we impact the game, but the game not solely on our shoulders. So I can't ever go into a game where I'm just like, today I'm gonna be the superstar. Today I'm gonna be the face of the team. Like when I play football, I think like my mindset is always just do my job.
Do your job. Yeah.
And Coach G, we always talk about like he always come to me like, Trey, like, yeah, I know you want to make plays, but he's like, if you play a game as a corner and don't have no plays given up, it's the same thing as making a play. Like you're just doing your job.
Yeah.
So and like it did get frustrating too because there's a point of the season. I think like the last 3 games, like I didn't get a target. So I'm just out there covering and like not getting the ball thrown at me. Then I'm like tackling people. I'm like, bro, like, can somebody like can you even fake like you're gonna throw it over here or something? Like get me a little excited or something. So it was so boring down that stretch, but I always remember that, like, just do your job. And I think that's one of the lost things in the world today is like people try so hard to do like other people's job or people be focused on other people's business or other people's assignment in life. Like they missing their point. And it's just like you can apply that like regular life. Like I'm saying, like if God told you to be sitting still and focused on the door all day, but you want to get nosy and peek into somebody else's yard, now you're missing your blessings. And I think that's something that football has taught me like so much. And like especially playing corner, like football has really taught me just do your job, stay patient, and then when it's time for you to make a play, I mean it's time for it. And like applying that to life, like when it's time for you to shine in life, it's just time.
Yep.
And I think definitely football definitely has taught me that, has made me realize that. And also like football has helped with my communication skills a lot. Because like, I mean, being on defense, like you got to communicate. Like no matter if you a talker or not, like I feel like if you don't communicate, you're letting the person next to you down. And it's the same thing in real life. Like if you're going through something mentally and like you got your family around you or you got your girl around you and you're not telling her what's wrong or you're not communicating it, then you're going to let her down. Same thing on the football field.
Yeah.
If I'm with the safety and I see something and I don't communicate it to him, now he can't do his assignment and relay it to the other safety. Now we all out of whack. Now I'm letting the whole team down. So I definitely think football is like, I think that's why I love the game so much and respect it so much because football has taught me so much and done so much for me outside of just like what the normal eye can see. Like they think like, oh, you got the NIL money now and you playing in these stadiums, you get to wear the uniforms. It ain't even about that. It's just like every lesson that comes with the game of football that can be applied to real life, I mean, it just make you a better man and a better person. So, yeah, I definitely say that's what football has taught me for sure.
Totally agree.
But yeah, to wrap it all up, man, we want to thank you for coming on the podcast. And
thank you.
Anything you want to say to Cool Nation before we wrap it up?
Cool Nation, I'm excited to be with y'all. I thank you guys for all your support. I've been noticing all the love that you've been giving my little brother, but also Trey Alexander and him having me on the podcast. So I'm excited to spend these next 2 to 3 years with y'all and just to being able to, love y'all, for y'all to love me. So it's going to be a good time. Thank you.
Cool Nation, thank y'all for tuning in to episode 19 of the 101 podcast with yours truly, Trey Alexander. We appreciate y'all as always. It's going to be another great year coming up. And like always, I mean, we'll beat Utah. I had to say that to piss them boys off, but hey.
Automatic.
Yeah. But thank y'all for tuning in for sure and go Cougs.
Sorry.